Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk, where we're preparing for our second game of the day, Golden Guardians versus Evil Geniuses. Now, we just came off of a Dignitas victory over 100 Thieves, so I will point out for all of you 100 Thieves fans out there, while they are already locked into the postseason, if they want that double round robin, or
upper bracket.
There you go, upper bracket. Thank you, Mark, for helping me out. You are all going to be fans of Golden Guardians here, hoping they take down Evil Geniuses to give 100 Thieves the opportunity to steal that spot away tomorrow. That being said, Golden Guardians, they suffered a loss yesterday to TSM, but it was a hard-fought and well-fought game. Golden Guardians, they look strong heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was off of back of Huni's support play recently. He was a mid laner for a long time, and he was really known for making these big roaming plays. And now he's just in a different lane with different champions, but still making these big roaming plays. He's such an important engager for Golden Guardians. He had so many important Cosmic Bindings and Bard ults in their last game that it made a really close match against one of the best teams in the league. And honestly, his Sett and Morgana, his range supports, I don't know. I have so many nice things to say about huhi right now. I'm just kind of at a loss of which to pick.
I mean, he's been incredible stepping up for the team. I think someone else who has stepped up as well later in the season has been Hauntzer. He has had some incredible games so far this split. Here's some huhi stats first, though.
Look at that KP.
Well, we're not done talking about
I told you there's more nice things to say, Mark. And
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here.
So keep saying more
First
nice
of all,
ones.
Mark probably said he wasn't done, so how rude of you to jump in like that. But here's your Hauntzer stats.
Yeah, he always has some of the best landing stats in the league, and he does it usually without getting much help beyond maybe a little bit of priority in draft, but usually not much jungler attention, and he often has to absorb a lot of jungler attention too because he's pushed forward a lot of the time, and still has large CSDs, and he's been getting better team fights as well. He's quietly one of the most important members on this team, while FBI and closers draw a lot more attention. There is this guy on the weak side still generating his own leads as well.
I just like we can spotlight both these players when so much of the conversation around Golden Guardians has been jungle mid or FBI. It's like, well, they're not entirely isolated, right? They've got other pieces around them, like Hauntzer and huhi.
You went where I was going, Crumbs. I love that. Pulling it all together, that Golden Guardians now seems like a fully well-rounded team. On the flip side, though, their opponents today is somewhat the picture of the opposite, right? Disjointed when it comes to how they play as a team for the side of Evil Geniuses.
And the context for EG is that they were having just a bad second half, right? They were not being able, and by second half, I mean this just summer in general. It was not looking good with Jizuka and Kuma in the lineup, really struggling to close out games. And with the switch to Huni and Goldenglue, yes, they have found some wins, they have found some more success, but that has come at a pretty significant cost. That the champion pool that these players have feels somewhat limited. You know what you're getting out of Huni. He's not as experimental as he was before, and the control mages from Goldenglue make it so that you really have a pretty straightforward idea of what's going on. Their best look, in my opinion, was when Zeyzal was playing a hard engaged champion like the Alistar, because here in the Nautilus clip, he's just running in like, all right, I'm here for the party, instantly booted out, instantly has the stone play, and then flash out because this was not one that was meant for EG.
Yeah, Zeyzal with some agency, I think, is something that EG is going to need. I think also, too, probably you were the one who pointed out, or maybe it was you, Crumbs, one of you pointed out top of the day, that Evil Geniuses seems to perform better when Huni's actually not the one that they're playing around. So we'll have to see whether or not the team aligns with that thinking. Probably was that you or was that Crumbs?
Nope, that was this guy over here.
Oh,
well,
nice
that
guy,
wasn't
Probably.
me, though. Hang on.
Yeah,
that wasn't me, though. That was actually Mark.
I was about to say.
Wow. Y'all are too kind to each other. You should have just taken it as I was handing out the credit. Well, with that, I'm going to throw it over to the casters to get us into the second game of the day.
Thank you very much, Dash. This is an exciting game as well. I mean,
think
every single game this weekend is going to be incredibly exciting. The playoffs are on the line. Now, yes, look, these are two teams who have secured their spots in the postseason already, but Evil Geniuses have not secured their upper bracket spot right now. Even with 100 Thieves losing, that team is still close behind them. They play each other tomorrow. If EG wins today, they secure top 6. They secure upper bracket. We'll see them in the top half in the first round. Golden Guardians have yet to get a 10-win split in their history in the LCS. Their first year, back-to-back 10th, it got better. They started making playoffs. They get 8-10 or 9-9. And like my goal for Golden Guardians coming into the year was, can you get a positive win rate split? Can you get 10-8 or better? And EG is their chance to do that here.
Exactly, and people were thinking that they were going to be able to get to it for sure, you know, based on their recent performance. They have been looking really good. They were on an 8-3 run. You know, I did lose yesterday at TSM, so now sitting at 8-4. Hopefully for them, they can achieve that 10-win split, but EG would like to deny that and secure their upper bracket appearance here for playoffs. Golden Guardians also still hunting for that first playoff win, so that will be, I think, you know, weighing on their minds as they go into playoffs. And EG will go first pick. Sett obviously is a flex pick, but most of these days we are seeing it actually a fair bit mid lane as well as jungle. It feels like it has been actually more popular mid lane than top lately.
Sure, yeah, and it's going to be Kalista early on right here. Of course, everything but Caitlyn is available down in the bot lane. She is absurdly powerful. Kalista is going to be the lock-in here, and Klo's going to go for more aggression here in the jungle. His most played now this split is going to become Nidalee, now his 4th lock-in on this champion. Had won another game. I mean, she's up to, what, 3-6 now, so it's getting better and better over time, picking up win after win now, and we'll see what EG picks in response.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if he can actually grab a win for himself, because, you know, he did play a lot at the start of the split, but he lost all games on it, despite having some pretty strong, you know, individual performances. You know, especially against the TL game, he was Flame Horizon to Broxa, but it was still in a loss. You know, I do believe those were also some of their Dragon Soul loss games. So he has been good in the early game, but you know, him as well as his team, obviously he's just one part of it, have been unable to close out games when he is on Nidalee. We'll see if they can rectify that here. Looking like Senna Tahm Kench, so a bit of a throwback down in the bottom lane. Going to be interested to see if it is farming Senna. It feels like that has been the go-to. Yeah, we're not really seeing the fasting Senna these days at all. So I am expecting this to be the farming Senna, and to use that up against Kalista. Senna is a strong laner, and if you're expecting, you know, some sort of all-in support to be paired alongside the Kalista, Tahm Kench makes sense as a denial to something like the Thresh, which you might expect to be paired alongside it. Bard, you know, going to be a strong option here for Huhi. I do think it has been one of his best picks. He has been really looking good on this, and has played it 3 times now, 2 wins on the support already. And there is also more of an ability, I think, to just kind of bully out this Tahm Kench, as you do have double range here, and could potentially even go for him instead of the Senna.
I mean, you pretty much have to in any Tahm Kench lane. I think going after Senna or like going after the Tahm Kench's teammate is just like almost always futile. But at least, you know, we're going to have Bang having some healing here for Zeyzal. Again, I really expecting Bang to be the Senna player. He's played it once already this split, and I feel like he's going to make that game number 2. Bang, I think, is the only bot laner who has only played 4 champions so far this split, who's played more than like 8 games, and going to keep that one going with his 2nd Senna game here. Otherwise, an Aphelios Ezreal 2 trick, but likes it here for this lineup. It means EG. I have found farming Senna to be really good in any like 4 meatball comp. So, you know, Senna, Tahm Kench, some other melee top laner. Rumble is still available right now. In fact, as the bans come through, Rumble is still available for Huni. That's going to line up pretty well. Golden Guardians must have a Rumble counterpick ready if they are leaving this up this late in the draft. So we'll see what comes through as a result of that. Golden Guardians, of course, need their solos. And EG, with this Sett flex, kind of the same.
Yep, GP also available. You know, that has kind of been a really strong pick for Huni. He's dominated in the LCS on it. He did better in Academy actually on Rumble, but didn't pick up a win on his 1 Rumble game in the LCS. Ooh. And, you know, one of the things with Senna that I do feel like you need is some sort of high consistent DPS champion, right? Because if you're going to have a tank set, which is mostly likely what we're going to see, you have Senna, Tahm Kench, you just don't have a lot of DPS. It may not matter as much if Golden Guardians don't go towards, you know, any sort of front line here, as Bard and Nidalee can be burst down. Renekton complicates things a little bit, but is still not a true tank. So, you know, EG, their demands for a really high DPS pairing with Senna may be kind of relaxed a little bit now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what comes through out of this one. It is Golden Guardians saving counterpick for Damonte in the mid lane. We saw him just play Sylas yesterday, had a solid game, but TSM was the better team overall. A lot of that is Bjergsen difference. That guy is, you know, absolutely incredible. So EG going to go for Gnar up in the top side of the map, and now we get to see where is Sett going. Is it Goldenglue playing a tank and Svenskeren getting some more of the damage? Is it Goldenglue grabbing, you know, an Orianna or a Syndra or something else down here? The Zoe is, of course, gone, but what is the mid lane pick going to be? It's DPS. You said it. You want some more consistent damage to help complement the fact that there is Senna in the lineup, and Azir would be the first pick of the split for Goldenglue, but it would give that consistent damage in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense alongside this type of composition. As far as hard engage, you don't have a lot here from EG. You know, you are looking for a shuffle or for some sort of flash catch there from Sett or a flank, from Gnar. But there is no incredible go button on the side of EG. I do think that the Bard ultimate is more powerful in that regard, coming over from Golden Guardians. And we're actually going to get a Damonte Ekko here. So this is kind of feeling a bit of a throwback towards their early days where they were going more towards split push style, more towards 1-3-1. This does feel like they're kind of leaning towards that. Try to play towards dragon stacking with your Kalista Bard lane on top of the Nidalee, who's a great power farmer. Try to get ahead in that regard and then send Ekko out to the side lane, see what you can get done there. Yeah, we'll have to see how effective that's going to be, because I do favor EG in a straight-up 5v5, I think, quite a bit. I think that the execution is going to be very difficult for champions like the Ekko, like the Nidalee, when you are going for a team fight, especially with Tahm Kench over on that other side. It can complicate things for those champions who want to dive in and zero someone out. The Gnar, I think, also makes quite a bit of sense. I think it's actually a fairly strong matchup into the Renekton. You do have to be wary of all-ins. After you come out of Mega, you're actually exhausted. You can potentially be in trouble there, but it also suits Huni's playstyle. Back in the day when Gnar was actually very, very popular, Huni was the kind of guy who would go for like PD Gnar and these hardcore 1v1 split push styles. You do have a lot of options. That is obviously not the most common, but even things like Black Cleaver Blade of Rune King can be very effective. You can also build towards team fighting, and it does give Huni the ability to play pretty aggressively, to push very aggressively, and still have the ability to escape.
Alrighty, well, we are on to the Rift. Evil Geniuses can lock themselves an upper bracket spot in the playoffs, and Golden Guardians can get their best split ever with a win here today, 10-8. Their first time ever getting a positive win rate at the end of the regularly scheduled games. Golden Guardians have been very hyped this split. Damonte came in. People were ready to see this roster really, really rounded out. We've seen them beat the likes of Cloud9. They have taken down some decent names. And people are saying, okay, are Golden Guardians now the real deal? EG, it's been such a weird summer split for them. They were the second place regular season finisher in summer. They were the in spring regular season, third place finisher in playoffs. And after a 5-5 start with their old roster, they signed Goldenglue. They brought Huni in from Academy, and they said, this is the roster now for us. But this group, these 5 are only 2-4. As Damonte is going to go ahead and try to chunk Goldenglue here. Nice health bar lead, a little bit of a ward, and Comet going to land some damage there as well, but a small health bar lead. Svenskeren is going to solo his blue.
It would have actually been a really big deal if he got that third hit, both for the passive proc, but also his electrocute would have proc then, right? So that would have actually been a pretty significant health lead. As it is, doesn't really matter too much. Goldenglue got a Comet back on the way out, so we'll be pretty happy about that. And it's Conquer and Nidalee again, so I'm going to be curious to talk to some of the players after the games today and find out what is leading to this sort of a change, because it's not something you really see a lot of in solo queue. Haven't seen it really at all in pro. But
yeah,
this
Canyon
is,
and LCK, I got tweeted about it. So there's I think it's the Damonte jungler Canyon is playing that. I'm still not convinced it's better, but there's very good players playing it, and so people are like, okay, well, I'll try it out myself.
Yep, pretty interesting stuff. We'll see how they're going to be able to do here down in the bot lane. It is the Bard W start. This has become so common, as people just like to stack up the 3 health shrines at level 1 to give themselves essentially an extra health potion and a half. Is about what it works out to for that laning phase. But it is actually, the resources being taxed more heavily from the Golden Guardians bottom lane. They're the ones who had to actually use their potion, and Senna is sitting on still potion and biscuit. Kench has all his potions, so they did end up taking the worst end of that trade.
As the wave gets pushed in, Damonte gets 18 out of 19 CS, though I believe he got a ward, so it's really 17 out of 19. As Goldenglue does a little bit of damage. This lane is going to be a partial freeze as he's got a little bit of extra minions, but honestly close enough. He's going to push this wave down, keep the wave at pretty much equilibrium. Regardless, Hauntzer going to last hit under throat as best he can. Pretty easy job there. Auto attack reset. Down 3 CS to Huni, as the early Gnar pushing is going pretty well for him. So far so good down there. Jungler's keeping equal. Hauntzer gets no empowered stun through. Did have all the rage, but I believe he was 1 auto away from an empowered Q, so doesn't get quite everything he wanted.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was trying to actually bait out the hop there, because, in the early levels, the hop from Gnar is a fairly long cooldown, so if you can actually get him to use that without expending a lot of your abilities, then you have potentially an all-in window. But it goes Hauntzer, and now no slice and dice. He could actually get dove on this pretty Pretty threatening here in this position. I'm surprised Svenskeren actually showed, to be honest with you, because they just saw Nidalee in mid lane. I feel like you could have just waited it out, but maybe they were feeling like, okay, Nidalee's going to be coming up here. We don't have time to wait. But there may have been potential for a dive.
Ooh, almost a stun. Huhi. The minion was a little bit too far away from Bang, but he queued through the caster. Bang did not get stunned, though. They're all just fine. Small CS lead here to the Golden Guardians bot lane. The more that EG can trade, the better for Bang. Obviously, he wants to stack souls. Gets the Q. Autos Huhi. Can he get an auto on a champion? No. No more souls there, but regardless, it's a lot of pressure here from the Golden Guardian side. And as you mentioned, Svenskeren showed in top. They know there's no threat. You can see, yes, they stun Bang, but he goes right back into the Tahm Kench belly and gets back out. Almost gets the root, and just going to trade the farm back.
Yep, popping a biscuit there. Obviously, all the Q healing here from Bang is going to make things a little bit difficult there for the Golden Guardians lane. But they down.
Oh, they know it was down. The flash forward. Huhi gets him the first blood. FBI grabs it. One pop summoner heal. Good luck, Zeyzal, though. Can he get the kill? I'm not sure he can. And now he's got to be careful. He would have to burn flash to get away. And FBI cannot quite find that kill, but a kill in the 2-on-2. Time to walk away.
Really nicely done. Golden Guardians bottom lane, they have been getting credit, and rightfully so. Huhi has been so willing to trade his flash aggressively, try to look for these types of plays. Unfortunately for them, the wave is not looking very good. So as funny as it is, sometimes in these situations you can actually come out behind. It does seem like it is still going to push towards them. We'll have to see how it does end up in equilibrium. But here it is one more time. They knew the Devourer was on cooldown, and that's why they can go for this play. He hits the Q, and then just flashing in, gets the Ignite. The auto Ren comes through. They grab First Blood for their Kalista. Up on the top side, trying to dive Huni here with this 3-man play. He will survive, though, and hasn't been back to base yet, so it's actually not that big a deal. They didn't even get his flash. He's just going to be able to base and TP back. He could even just walk mid lane and let Goldenglue continue to farm this. And
that's big. That's a lot of damage. I don't know. I guess he's fine. He's got Zeyzal here as well, so now they're safe. But that was like a stun and a level 4 chump champion. You know, that can be scary sometimes.
Yeah, with the dragon hitting you, definitely.
Right.
He did have smite, but you obviously don't want to smite, early there and risk giving up the dragon. But Zeyzal was on the way over, so in the extended play, not too bad. They will just send Huni out to mid lane. Should be lane swapping back fairly shortly, but this is the correct play. When your mid laner comes to actually cover you top, you can just walk mid. You don't need to have both your soul laners up in the top lane competing for that farm, so they should both push up their wave, and then you'll actually see them recall and swap lanes back. So that's something that you can definitely learn for your own games in solo queue.
Yep. But yeah, you swap back after one wave. Huni actually TP'd in and then instantly recalled again. I think it was to finish Fade. She was like just a goal short on that coming through. So goes back. He's going to walk the top side. They're going to get back to the normal lane assignments. Of course, Goldenglue had to burn his TP to get top side, so he takes his own recall, grabs pieces of a lost chapter but can't complete it. Obviously, it wasn't really his choice when he was able to recall. He was forced top side, so not the ideal power spike, but there's the chomp backwards.
And
on towards Bang. He's, of course, stealth. Hard to hit. Zeyzal's going to be fine, but Damonte, of course, level 6 can go for this dive right now. Finds a stun. That is a very dead champion. Ults right back out. Easily done. The mid lane roam for Damonte. Finds another kill into the bot lane.
Clean dive, very aggressive stuff there. They knew they could go in for it. They had seen Azir mid lane. They knew Huni and Goldenglue both don't have teleport. So at worst case, it is actually, that 4v3 set up for themselves. And when you land that Ekko stun, you're guaranteeing the skill shots will hit from your teammates. And Golden Guardians just having a great roam there and putting a lot of pressure onto this Senna.
Huni burns ult for the trade. Not much else to do. You don't even really have a lot of control over when it's available, so just goes for it for some damage. Hauntzer's fine, still has ulti in the top side. Small farm deficit here for the Renekton. Gets early move speed to help try to navigate the mostly ranged matchup. But no offensive stats means not that much threat on Huni. Just kind of knocks down the wave, heals back to full, and just going to keep his farm going. Obviously had to blind pick his top lane. We'll see what the late game matchup looks like down the line, because we have seen already today, top difference in matchup can win you a game.
It can, for sure. And we'll see if it does come to that. Obviously, when Huni doesn't have a lot of vision, though, the reason he's playing so respectfully is Renekton stun into Nidalee spear equals dead Gnar, pretty much guaranteed. So if you don't know where closer is, you have to play with respect to it. And that's one of the things that is so pivotal as he's actually going to expend this stun very early, but Closer will just come and clear out some vision. This alone is going to put some pressure onto Huni here, because now he doesn't have a Trinket Ward available. This may mean Svenskeren has to come up here to try to get him a little bit of safety, because you want to be playing aggressively to use your range advantage. But to do that, you have to put yourself at risk, and that is why Closer makes this move towards topside, uses the sweeper there. That alone puts a lot of pressure onto Huni.
Well, and that's a fight in the top river. 1 level lead for Closer, but Svenskeren wants in, flashes in for the stun. There's a dunk backwards. Damonte's going to be slowed. Closer has got the flash to get away. Almost punch, but not quite. The flash back in. Huni finds the stun, and he's going to find that kill, giving it to Goldenglue. So on the board is Evil Geniuses. They got the first Drake there as well, feeling good in top river, but Golden Guardians looking for the fight. Who he gonna find? Not a stun, but a flash of the Goldenglue. Hauntzer in the front line. Big stun comes in towards the top laner. No escape for Huni. They get that kill, and a re-engage. A shovel backwards keeps him safe. Zeyzal's here for the safety as well. Svenskeren low on health, but stays alive. A trade of 1-for-1 long term.
Yeah, great roam up there by Huhi. Finds not only the ultimate to force the flash, but then Magic Journey right on in there and actually binds both of them together. They do end up surviving because of a good Goldenglue ultimate, but they do get the kill on Huni. They will take this Rift Herald, so despite the fact that EG did get that early kill onto Closer, they're the ones that end up coming out behind here.
Brenda stacking up. They're just going to let this one go over to the jungler. You get bonus XP if a jungler kills the monster, so they let Closer get the last hit, despite Ren could have done it. We watch that fight again.
Yep, here it is one more time. Svenskeren knew he wanted to go for this play, didn't even finish off the Wolf Camp right up on top, flashing in between Damonte as well as Closer. That was really well played there by Svenskeren, about as good as you could hope for. And then Huni, the ultimate, is back after that top lane trade. He's able to flash in for the Mega Gnar, but in comes the collapse. The roam from the bot lane was just so much faster. Huhi is up here, forcing the flash out of the Goldenglue there, then finds the angle here to Bard tunnel through, stunning them both together, and God, that ability cheats so much. The angle on Bard Q is so generous sometimes towards Bard players, but Huhi on point on the roam, using the priority that they have built up on that bottom side to make things happen elsewhere, because they aren't actually seeing it resolve in a CS lead, despite all the pressure that has been put towards Bang and Zeyzal. FBI and Huhi do get their team that Rift Herald though, and a kill up on the top side.
Yeah, some of that's the fact that, FBI walked away from the lane and it's like, I'm going to go help take Herald, we're going to do all this stuff, and Bang's just like, well, it's going into your turret, then I'm going to take a recall and, get my Manamune. So, yeah, occasionally he loses a wave to make these plays, but, you lose a wave, but you get a kill and a Herald, which is going to be half a turret. That is a trade that's going to be paid forward long term. Bang grabs some more souls, goes to knock down the wave as FBI and Huhi stay around. Cutlass, of course, done. It's going to feel decent. Free boots comes through for Bang. An attempted stun towards Goldenglue, but a damage. Good slow, ulted back, and he's going to take his own ult to get his health bar back up. But Goldenglue loses the health bar on that trade.
Yeah, he lost a lot more health, so now you have to be kind of nervous about any potential dive. If Closer was there. One of the concerns that I do have for Golden Guardians, and they may rectify this now, is that they haven't grabbed any dragons yet, right? You played double range bot lane. You're playing Kalista, Bard into Tahm Kench. You have the Nidalee here for early priority in the jungle, and you didn't get the first dragon because EG did a great job actually punishing recall timings, was able to grab that for themselves. But I do think when you're playing these types of compositions, oftentimes your win condition is stacking dragons, getting towards souls. So they will grab a dragon here for themselves, but their first one of the game is at 12 minutes. So it's actually going to be very late into the game before EG would even be forced, even if they don't get another dragon until Soul, to actually fight. So it gives EG so much time now to actually scale up, to get the Azir, into a position where they really want him to, and also to get things done in the side lane, potentially here with his Gnar.
Well, a bit of gold given over to Monte, gets half the money. Plates charged by the Herald will always give money to the jungler, no matter the distance away. So it's at least 160 to him, and then 160 to Monte for being in range. Hauntzer also look for Huni. Huni just gets to run away, though, but of course, health bar lead's not too bad. Svenskeren comes to shadow that lane, make sure that's going to happen. He's there for the counter gank, no problems. He's going to get this farm, no big deal. But you can see the money is going into the pockets. 2,000 gold lead to Golden Guardians. Tied on Drake's, feeling good overall as a team. The only concern, though, is the 5-on-5s. You have an Azir Senna. That is a very good team-fighting team. Gnar is there as well for some decent team-fight engage, and look at that. Zeyzal, easy play, just pulls Bang right out of the ultimate.
But now the Devour on cooldown for a little bit, so you kind of have to back it up because, you know, a potential dive coming through here. You could even throw in the Bard with the Kalista ultimate to land a guaranteed Q. That can be really dangerous, so they are paying a lot of respect to the fact that Ekko's missing. They don't know where Closer is. They don't have Devour, so a little bit of pressure put on there by the Golden Guardians bottom lane. Will grab themselves another plate. Yep. And have a very good gold lead. So they're doing well in these early stages, and we'll see if they can continue to extend this gold lead, or if EG will be able to create a situation where it's stagnating and really start to kind of claw their way back in it.
7 turret plates taken by Golden Guardians, 0 taken by Evil Geniuses. That is the majority of the gold lead, is nearly 2,000 from turret plates being taken. 2 of those were Herald and mid. The rest of that is ganks and lane pressure. Demolish from Huhi, obviously helpful in that one as well. And as turret plates drop, this is the game state, 2.2 thousand. Golden Guardians have the statistically second best early game in the league across the entire split, second to only Cloud9, and they're still doing more of the same. Cool to see. The question is, can they close out games? And more so in the Summer Split, they have been able to.
Yeah, I think they have improved with that a lot. I also think that, you know, you always have to pay attention to, you know, how much are you drafting for early game versus how much are you an early game lead are you getting? You know, when you're going towards champions like Nidalee and Kalista, you are expecting gold leads on average, and they have established that for themselves here. But it's one of those things where you always have to take into consideration scaling and how easy you're able to use that gold in the later stages. And champions like Kalista, like Nidalee, can sometimes struggle against these types of compositions in the later stages. You know, Kalista can get easily outraged by the likes of Azir. That can make things difficult. And Nidalee also, you know, does kind of get relegated oftentimes to just throwing spears and healing in teamfights later on. So Golden Guardians need to continue pushing this lead forward, continuing to extend it, and making sure that they have enough of one that they can really snowball this game to a complete victory.
You know, one thing I forgot about as I jump around topics kind of frantically, this is actually Goldenglue's first game against Golden Guardians on this roster, because the first 10 games of EG was the other look, so this is Goldenglue's first time against Damonte here, against his old squad that he played with on the spring split. Of course, he was replaced by Damonte, and that is, to be completely fair, and I like Goldenglue, but this is, you know, a lot of what has made Golden Guardians better is Damonte bringing a slightly different look into the play style, and it's actually looked pretty good here for Golden Guardians. It'd be kind of fun to see Goldenglue get his revenge, but also, you know, cool to see some of the vindication there as well. Damonte can make this happen. Big damage towards Goldenglue here. Nice shuffle back into the turret. They're going to turn the turret off. Look at the coordination. Still has to jump back over, though, as he jumps back to safety, burning the flash on Goldenglue.
Yep, he gets the help there from Huhi. So Bang throws his ultimate over to shield up Goldenglue and dissuade any potential dive there. Nice little attempt. And it's mostly just trying to get pressure to go to Rift Herald again. That is why the bot lane is here. That is why they are moving aggressively for this, but not going to be able to commit to it just yet. You know, Damonte is pretty much out of mana. He may be able to TP back here and make things happen. The Rift Herald is kind of on the edge of being leashed there, so they have to be a little bit careful with his patience. Getting very low, and it will actually leash. So a bit of a mishandling there by EG. When you have it that far out, really any misstep whatsoever will make that thing leash. So Golden Guardians now, as a result, will get control of mid lane and be able to move back towards the Herald. They'll probably even take the turret too. So really fair to win in all regards. Oh,
now this one as well. Damonte's in the back line doing a whole ton of work right there. He's going to ult back on him. Turret, and it's just on top. It happens to be on top of Svenskeren. Thumbs up, buddy. Thumbs up from FBI as well. They get the turret. They stop the Herald. They get the kill on the enemy jungler as well.
Disaster there for EG as Golden Guardians getting everything. They actually reset the Herald. So not only will they lose the Herald, they couldn't finish that. They lost their mid turret. They lose a kill. They lose Herald, and potentially could lose the Dragon here also, which has now spawned. So Golden Guardians doing a good job to progress the game state here. Taking away that mid lane tower against Azir is always going to feel really, really nice. It's that bastion of safety that, you know, is dissuading Ekko from going for a complete dive, for going for that kill, and now it's not going to be there anymore. So Goldenglue more at risk here. You can see multiple members moving towards that top lane, looking like they potentially want to try to go for a dive onto Hauntzer, or at the very least take this turret, because they are sending 3 men top.
Alrighty, well, 4,000 gold. He might be shrunk a little bit as Huni wants to push in the waves. Svenskeren's here, Goldenglue's here, 3v1. Hauntzer, good luck, you're stunned against the wall. There's way too much crowd control, and the kill comes through. Huni gonna jump away from the turret. This turret gonna drop here as well. EG finally finding a counterpunch.
Yeah, the only successful play there for Hauntzer would have been not being there when the dive arrived, because there's not really any outplaying. from that situation. Golden Guardians, though, will go for this dragon and should be theirs very easily, but it does mean that EG can continue pushing on the top side. I think this is actually really intelligent. You know, don't base and move towards a dragon that you already know is gone. Commit to the decision that you have already made. If they can get a kill and 2 turrets for that dragon, then that is great. Huni's down here trying to defend on this bottom side. And should be able to do it, and it looks like they will be able to finish off this top lane tower. So EG going to go very positive as far as the gold is concerned in this trade, and we'll be feeling pretty good overall as long as Goldenglue can get out of here, because there are people roaming up.
Impressive stuff. Gold lead shrinks to about 3,000 there as the turrets come through with a kill as well. The bot lane tier 2 almost drops. Damonte has been split pushing.
He's going to die now.
Oh, the recall. Yeah, he's on vision. This is going to be a tough one. They're going to turn off the turret. They're going to go for the play. Closer walks up. Goldenglue does have his ulti for the big play. Big damage. He's going to force the Zonias out, but this time they'll find the stun. They will find the kill. Huhi tanks the turret, let the team walk away, and it will be a kill to back out.
Greed is a deadly sin there, Goldenglue. He stayed around for the extra wave because he had that turret. The passive was available, but that is just a false sense of security. I mean, you already kind of greeted it out for the second tower up on that top side. You just need to base at that point. If he ran straight out, he would have been fine. They even saw that Golden Guardians was sending members up top. You know, that was actually spotted by one of their own players, but he stayed around still to try to get that last wave. Maybe needed that gold for a specific item buy that he was aiming for, but does end up donating a kill back over, and it's a shutdown. So that does, you know, kind of erase a lot of the good work that he got done up on that top side.
You can see the game state. It's right back to that 3,000 gold lead, back to 3,500 as that plate goes down, or that turret goes down. Golden Guardians are now claimed all 3 outer turrets. EG have claimed both in the top side. Hurricane now done for the Kalista level 11 on her. You got Executioners coming in pretty early on for Bang. Needs that because of the healing that the squad has. Right, Damonte, Closer, Hauntzer, all have decent amounts of that. Even the life steal from FBI can be certainly relevant. So as to kind of table that build for a second there. Regardless, looking at the next plays around the map, Cloud Drake still 3 minutes away. Golden Guardians have 2 stacks. You see as mid lane is under a little bit of fire, but it's really only wave clear. Nice route, doesn't mean too much. Out goes the wave.
Bang building towards what looks like a Black Cleaver. They already have one on Huni, so it does become a bit less valuable as a result, but they are looking for a pick on Hauntzer. We'll see if they can find that. Lots of Golden Guardians members are in the area, and we'll be able to get him out. Does at least force the flash, though.
Yeah, I think if Huni had flash, you might have gone for the flash double stun, and that might have been enough to run down into Hauntzer, maybe find the rest of it, but not going to be the case here. Quick grab on the souls here for Bang. In general, stat-wise, souls are worth more than a caster minion, so if you're given the choice, just take the soul and lose the caster under turret. It's not that big of a deal. You just get more in raw stats overall than what you can buy for yourself, so Bang grabbing those up, feeling okay for himself. And you can see these turrets are going to start dropping pretty soon. They finally summon Herald for top side. Top tier 2 is gone, and that is turret number 4 for Golden Guardians.
They just haven't really been answering Damonte. You know, he got both of these towers pretty much uncontested with all of the EG members alive. Just no one was even really sent up there to answer whatsoever. So I'm not sure if they just don't feel that they can actually answer the split push, that they would just lose the 1v1, or they're feeling that they really need to force something on that bottom side. But it's like, you're going for a pick on Hauntzer here. There's not even an objective to take afterwards if you kill Hauntzer. I would think it would be a more defensible play from EG if the dragon was spawned, and then it's like, okay, you're going to go for a Renekton kill into a dragon. But in this case, they get a flash out of Renekton. Even if you got the kill, you lost both your towers topside. You're having all this gold be funneled into Damonte, who's going to be monstrously strong. I mean, he's building for the split push. He has Lichbane now going towards the death cap, and this is concerning, I think, for EG because the gold lead does seem to just continue to extend off of really their own decisions.
Well, it's just the way it is right now, though. It's, 5,000. EG unable to kind of keep up with the pace of Golden Guardians. And to Golden Guardians' credit, of course, they are a strong team. They're an aggressive team. They've beaten a lot of teams this way. A nice stun. A really good ult, though, buffered by Huni. Keeps that trade from going any better. It is still ult down, but hey, he's going to be mini Gnar anyway. Wasn't going to cast it in the next 20 seconds regardless.
It's such a short cooldown that you basically don't care at all about spending that on Gnar. That was really, really well done there by Huni. It looked like he could have been in a lot of trouble, but that was a clean buffer there. I had the ulti coming through right as Damonte dashed into that. So they both just kind of traded stun for stun there. Huni may struggle against this Ekko in that side lane, especially when you are put into mini Gnar. You're fairly vulnerable. You have no MR whatsoever on this Gnar right now. And Damonte is super strong, so we'll see how Huni can actually withstand this in the side lane, but there's pushes on both sides. They could look for a roam here with this Tahm Kench ultimate, and they are going to try to catch Hauntzer, who, remember, has no flash.
Yep. Well, Svenskeren coming
He's
around,
out.
but Damonte's there for the defense. He's going to find himself a slow. A little bit too far up, though. He flies, but he's still going to be caught out. He's going to be stunned. He's going to go down too much, but how about the re-engage? A dunk backwards. Ult back now for Damonte as well, but it's a 4v5. Golden Guardian's got a hard time with this one. Hauntzer's now alone against 3. He's going to get punched. He's going to run out of health. And EG find 2 kills off of an overstay from Golden Guardians.
Very scrappy fight there, and yeah, huhi just stepped a bit too far forward. Mistake from him as he gets turned on. Hauntzer and the rest of the team do arrive. They're trying to collapse and turn this one around, but as they realize they can't actually take the fight, FBI is kind of getting zoned out. Hauntzer now has no flash, and he's committed to that team fight, so he goes down, huhi goes down. They grab the dragon, EG with a big win. And it is very difficult, remember, to fight in those jungle corridors, especially against the Azir, because Azir does outrange the Kalista very heavily. So even though FBI is strong, as you're moving forward, the soldiers can just block your path very easily. So let's watch this one more time. The initial play looking for the pick onto Renekton, but Damonte is coming down here, so Hauntzer just runs straight up towards him. Then huhi moving in, but huhi, you are separated from the rest of your team. Everyone else was going the other way, so they turn, they collapse on huhi, they get the kill there. Bang with a good ultimate across his team to put down those shields, and then just flashes over the wall here, getting damage down on Hauntzer. Huni has arrived, which is pushing Closer out, pushing the rest of the team out. They're able to collapse and kill off Hauntzer and win this team fight very decisively, which does put Goldenglue on 2.5 items now.
Yeah, gonna feel pretty comfortable. Luden's Echo done. Nashor's there. A lot of flat pen. Damonte's 1 auto from killing the turret. E-Forward will do it for him. Doesn't know people are around. All right, feels pretty good. There's the auto. There's the knockback. Saw Huni running far enough back that he thought there was no game coming. There's not one in time. So Goldenglue gonna just catch some farm, and Damonte feels good about the fact that it's 5 kills and 5 turrets to 4 kills and 2. Damonte, though, chunked low, and Goldenglue feeling good about that build, right? No MR built for Damonte. He might have to ult. Doesn't want to because he would be stuck on the wrong side of the map. Burns the flash instead, but this is what the split push was built for, is the team going back into this one.
Oh,
the front
great
line.
ulti.
A double knock-up stun. There's the dunk in as well. How are you going to fight this one? You simply are not. Huhi gets a gigantic ultimate. Tempered Fate finds them 2 kills. That is what Golden Guardians was looking for, and they can try again. Now it's a 5v3 on the map. Damonte can TP in for a flank. Not a flank ward, not really, but he could still find himself in the middle of the enemy team if he wants to go for it. There's one,
there is one
over the
behind
left-hand side of the map. They're still going for this one. Svenskeren is around. Svenskeren does have Smite. Can they keep him out of the pit? Can this play happen? Huni is Gnar. Damonte is there. They look for Golden. They can't find him. Shuffle back. White just find the shield, but he's running out of health. That's the ult back, but now he's going to be attacked. Damonte will run lower and lower on health, but Huni's
Azir's
back to
untouched.
Gnar. Still on towards Baron. It's low. Can they get the Smite? Yes, they get the Ren. But can there be a counter kill? Somebody he'll use. Time to run away for Golden Guardians. Goldenglue finds 1. Looks for FBI. Can almost find the 2nd. But Golden Guardians still come away. +1 kill, plus a Baron, and a disengage.
Really well done there by Golden Guardians, but Huni's still chasing here. I'm not sure if they can get anything. They're back towards that tower. In comes Zeyzal, and looks like it will have to be stopped. And that was just such a good call from Golden Guardians, going to the Baron, and huhi with the perfect turn there. That Bard ultimate may have just decided the game. They had been somewhat stagnating in the Golden last couple of minutes here, but this Bard ultimate was perfect. And keep your eyes on Hauntzer for the follow-up, because it really was perfectly done. They know that Flash was down on Senna. They're able to land on both Bang and Svenskeren. And watch how Hauntzer just stuns up Zeyzal. You stun up Zeyzal, and then you dunk onto the Senna. You know that the Devourer is not there for that Senna, and you're able to just burst him down while Tahm Kench is stunned out. So that was really proper targeting there. Great coordination from Hauntzer as well as huhi. And it rewards them with a big, big win for this team that wants to play side lane with Damonte. He now has a death cap. He has his Lich Bane already, and he has the Baron buff. So his turret damage is going to be incredible.
It really is. 2-0-1 have managed to get away from these fights. The death cap in is obviously such a huge power spike. It feels great when you can get away with getting death cap 2nd or 3rd. Like, it's good no matter when you buy it. Like, it's realistically good at all times. It's very efficient, but getting to build raw damage with no defensive stats, no CDR early on and not getting punished for it, it feels amazing. You are just more powerful than everyone else. and it's going to feel just so good. He's going to be in a good spot. Of course, Lich-Bane and Protobelt gives him even more mobility and turret damage and wave clear and all the fun stuff. So now it's time for the siege to continue. A minute left on the Baron buff. They will have it by the time this 5th Drake spawns. That will put them on Soul Point if they claim it. And OTCDR does not feel bad on Golden Guardians.
Not at all. It's going to feel really nice, especially when your main engage is that Bard ultimate, but huhi may be caught here.
Stun towards him, does have Shirelles and Redemptions who can sustain back up. He can help the team kite around. Right now, the map is not really being split up. It's everyone in Golden Guardians basically sitting in the mid lane. Finally, Ekko goes down to the bottom side, but of course, there's no tier turrets left to kill. It is only the inhibitor turrets they can attack at this point, which makes this push sometimes kind of difficult when Goldenglue outranges your entire squad. They push him backwards, he gets a shield, he kills the minions, but realistically, the wave clear is pretty consistent. They're going to stay to push farther. Big damage! Look at that! Goldenglue nearly taken down already. Good damage out of Damonte as mid lane is now pushed as well.
And that Ekko ultimate is a very low cooldown. I mean, he has the Air Dragon. He also has CDR from Lich-Bane as well as the Protobelt. So you just send Goldenglue back to base with that one little trade, and they almost one-shot the turret with the Lich-Bane E there. EG, engaged though. Great ulti.
Man, Tempered Fate. Is it a fight? A dunk pulls one back. Damonte has to fight Svenskeren. He will lose his life without flash. He's going to run as fast as he can. Bang is on the backside, trying to peel him around, but this is going to be enough damage. Damonte will claim that kill, and the rest of the team can kite away, just barely gets away from the attacks as huhi portals through the wall. A turret summon means nothing, and this siege can now continue. It's 5v4. It looks like Golden Guardians will look for at least some people resetting. The Drake might be in the rise.
I think they just want to retreat back to this dragon, grab that, continue the march towards Soul here. They have extended the gold lead further, up about 9,000 gold at this point, and huhi has just been on fire, nailing these Bard ultimates, and you can see Damonte is just such a threat. There's not a lot of really good hard CC to actually lock him down, and that is kind of the big danger when you are playing Ekko, is if you go in and there's point and click lockdown, some sort of long stun hits you, and you just get burst down before you can actually use the ultimate. There's not really much of that, right? Like, theoretically, you could get Gnar, but you should be able to outplay that with your own ultimate. Yes, there is the Azir shuffle, but that's not lasting very long. It's not true hard CC. So Damonte has the ability to go very crazy in this game. And stopwatch picked up. He grabbed the Mage Eyes. He is really in a position to carry.
All right. Look at this, almost a 9,000 gold lead. As you mentioned, 7-stack Mage Eyes and a stopwatch for Damonte. Yes, he is going to be even harder to kill, going back to his trademark Assassins, and that's working out pretty well for him. The Silas, the Ekko, Golden Guardians getting closer and closer to that 10th win, the best they've ever done in the LCS, and that's a nice milestone for them as well. Of course, we already know they're in playoffs, we already know they're upper bracket. And 100 Thieves actually excited to see this result. It means 100 Thieves have continued control of their destiny. They can fight EG tomorrow to knock them down to lower bracket, to give 100 Thieves that spot at 6th. EG kind of fighting for that upper bracket spot and slipping away from them right now. Looking at now the Baron spawning in 50 seconds, and Golden Guardians have no hopes of letting up here.
I mean, EG has just really been having a pretty rough second half. They were 2-5 coming into this week, and looking like they are, set to perhaps lose this game. That would put them at 2-6. They did have a pretty good start, but things have been somewhat falling apart for them, and we'll see if they can stabilize in this game. They haven't been able to prevent the Baron from going down the first time around, and I do think that Golden Guardians kind of has all the advantages. You can just send Damonte out to a side lane. He needs to be marked by probably 2 people to really be under any sort of threat realistically, and that just means that Golden Guardians can then start up the Baron. If they have Nidalee for sustain there, you have Kalista to threaten that take pretty effectively, and you have the Bard to turn. So right now it is actually EG trying to force something, trying to press the issue. They have 5 men. They're trying to push this out and maybe draw Golden Guardians into a fight that they're not prepared for, but Hauntzer will just go to top lane. Damonte will stay bottom lane, so you don't really have any true hard engage on EG, and when you don't have hard engage and the other team is split pushing, it's so easy for them to just back off and pull you apart.
Well, here we go. Baron is on the table, and it's Bard's job to zone them away. Down to half health already. The Rend is stacking up. You got Svenskeren stunned twice now. Huhi's going to prevent him from getting anywhere nearby. Svenskeren's going to walk forward. He's not going to be in range in time. No contest, well played. But Damonte, he's got to be careful. He is in a 1 versus 2. Burns the flash. He can be chopped up. He's going to be. Might have to ult away. Will do the stopwatch first. When's the ult come through? Going to burn that now. Gets away from the root. Here comes the re-engage. They will finally get the shutdown. Goodbye to the Bajai stacks. Mid laner dead, but Baron picked up.
Great pick, but that was just perfectly taken. Huhi zoned out Svenskeren for so long, and now EG needs to force the issue. Can they catch closer here?
Maybe so. He's running out of health. He's going to go down. And that is a big TP on the backside from Goldenglue. EG finding something back into this game. There is a huge mountain to climb. There is a lot to go, but 2 kills might be the start of it.
At the very least, it's going to take a lot of the oomph out of this Baron push, right? They're not going to be getting as much here. Those towers are so low, so that could have been inhibitors crashing the game, potentially ending had they not got those picks. So when they realized they couldn't get the Baron, they quickly moved down, collapsed on Damonte, they take him out. His first little mistake of the game, a bit of an overextension there, can't actually get out as the collapse came through from Zeyzal. But as those respawns come through, again, EG will be back on the back foot. So they have bought themselves a bit of time. They got shut down. They got a little bit of gold back, but they still have a lot of work to do. And this next Dragon fight is going to be in a minute here. Even if Golden Guardians want, they can give it up to take inhibitor towers, to take inhibitors with their split push, whereas EG is somewhat forced into the position of trying to grab this.
Goldenglue 5, 1, and 2 fighting against Baron buff, but maybe bringing the game close enough. Now Svenskeren walks forward. Temper Fate buys some time. There's the flash in for Huni. He's going to look for one, and they're going to get so much damage. FBI is gone, and mid lane is maybe just opened up. The turret's gone. Damonte's running for his life. Has to cut away. The team fight power of EG is online. Deathcap Nashers. Flat pen in for Goldenglue. The Azir can kill everyone. This mid lane is now his kingdom. The Emperor has returned and it's time to keep pushing. There's still a lot of time left until more things spawn. He got Baron buff on for a minute. Actually, Baron's going to be a long time away. But be careful of Cloud Soul. That's up in 15 seconds. FBI will be dead for it. And maybe this means maybe they can fall and they can turn back.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab this inhibitor here as they see Damonte on the bottom side. They know they have a 4v3, and Damonte is really the strongest member right now. Without him, they can't really fight. FBI is down. They're going in.
Shuffle! They almost catch Hauntzer. He's still going to be slowed down. Pulled back in by the jungler. He's going to flash, but it might not be enough to survive. They're going to go for the punch. With a stopwatch, he will still die. There's no way he lives. That is a great pickup right there. Now, Huni had recalled to answer Damonte, and it still means that there is no defense to be had because you are trying to push this 4v3, and it's not going to be enough. The question now is Cloud Soul. Can that happen in time? You expect it should be able to because it's 5v4 on the map. EG, they have to fight for it, and looks like no one's going to contest it. We'll go 3-3 in Drake count.
That is so big for EG. These last couple minutes have been enormous for them. Pick after pick after pick. Golden Guardians not showing enough respect to the ability from EG to engage, and EG very decisive here. Some great catches. You know, FBI getting caught out by that flash Mega Gnar ulti from Huni. He didn't back off as Huni was going over into the Mega Gnar, and Huni capitalizes big time, able to burst him down. Then Hauntzer posturing a little bit too far forward. A slick engage from Goldenglue gets him another kill there. Despite the fact that Damonte is monstrously strong, you know, this did just close the gap. A couple thousand gold. They now have a little bit of pressure on the map with this mid lane inhibitor taken out, and Goldenglue's almost full build on this Azir. Like, he can carry this game. It's possible now at this point. Yeah. You've given the Azir enough time, and when he gets his Morellos, when he gets that last item too, he's going to be cutting through even more of that healing. They already have the Executioners from Bang to help deal with a lot of that. You can see, you know, double lifesteal here on FBI. You have the Athenes plus all the Nidalee healing, lots of self-healing, you know, with Ekko as well as that Renekton. So pretty smart buys, and we'll see if EG can continue this push and make this comeback happen.
And Leave Geniuses, if they get to 8 wins, they lock an upper bracket spot. And we'll see who they can face in the first round among Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, TSM, Cloud9. I think TL, very unlikely they fall to 3rd or lower, but theoretically can happen. It's a possibility with a tiebreak. Meanwhile, on the Golden Guardians side, though we know they're upper bracket, they can get as high as 4th if they close this one out and FlyQuest falls down. Could always help for playoff seeding. We'll see what happens. They're ready to push right back down to the mid lane. Recall's coming in, but late from the EG side. The turret is already gone.
Huni's going to go behind them, but they're too far away from Huni. You know, he would have to play this very, very slow, and he will just have to bail out as he realizes his teammates are too far from him. But yep, slow on the recall there to respond was EG, and Golden Guardians took that mid lane prio. They do open up another inhibitor here, so there are 2 exposed inhibitors. Damonte will kill these almost instantly, and you can see he's looking to sneak around. They cleared out so much of the vision in this bottom side. EG's vision in general is actually really poor defensively on their side of the map. Most of their vision is pushed towards the opponents right now, so they don't really have any eyes on Damonte, and there always is that window for Golden Guardians where if you can stop bases, if you can delay your opponents, you can potentially knock down a bunch of inhibs or maybe even backdoor the game.
Well, here we go. This is now the attempt. 6,000 is the gold difference, but EG feel comfortable in the 5-on-5. They are running right back up mid, saying, I don't care about Baron, I don't care about Drake, I'm going to push you into your base. Maybe we turn back to Baron, but maybe we just take the 5-on-5, and our 6-kill Azir, Goldenglue, who was benched off Golden Guardians this split and replaced with Damonte, joins EG halfway through the Summer Split and is now carrying against his old team. 421 CS, just one more than he needed, but regardless, ready to push for it. Has a turret right behind them. They are ready to keep this siege going in mid. Baron is alive now. One of them pings going towards it.
They're going for it.
Now this is the EG move.
Yep, and the reason they're pushing mid there is not to try to end the game. It's to try to force Golden Guardians to all respond. Keep them locked in their base so they can't get Baron vision. Then they just Tahm Kench ult over the Azir, who just shreds the Baron. That was so fast. And yes, Damonte is down there, but the Baron's already dead. The Baron recalls are there, so you will not be rewarded with any sort of inhibitor. It's just the minion push. That was a very smart play here from EG. You know if you keep them locked in their base that long, the wards will expire. They won't have the eyes on it. And Zeyzal is actually level 16 now, so he has the really long-range Tahm Kench ult, so he can go straight from mid lane into the pit. Azir now fully on 6 items here. Not sure if he bought up his potion yet or not, but this guy is monstrously strong, and Golden Guardians have got to find the Azir. But it's tough because he is a Banshee's Veil, so you can't just engage on him with the Bard. That's not going to be enough.
Stuns Svenskeren. Svenskeren stuns 3 back. Dunks in 1. It's going to be a flash away from FBI. Double stun now in for Huhi. Can they re-engage? Looking at Huni cutting away. He's going to stay alive. FBI's got to be careful. 2 autos will kill him. And Bang is going to try to shut him down. That's 1 kill picked up. The ring to the bot side. Hauntzer pushed right back out. Huni on the run. Closer is a bit low. Gonna find a slow. Gonna find the kill. Bang gets a double. And Golden Guardians have run out of teammates. They can push down to the bottom side, but they are 3v5 on the map. They are running for the next because it's all that they could possibly do as EG go to push in the mid lane. So Goldenglue is recalled. Damonte has to run back and run away. Goldenglue can always TP back in. Zeyzal here as well. His ult's almost back as well. And mid is still being pushed. These recalls are slow from Golden Guardians, and mid is already being pushed down. They've got recall stops coming in already. A TP to defend 1 versus 4, and Evil Geniuses will keep their opponents down at 9-9. Evil Geniuses will get revenge for their mid laner against his old team, and Evil Geniuses will secure top 6.
What a win for EG, but more importantly for Goldenglue against the old squad. You are down 10,000 gold. You are against the wall here. Very few options for them to actually, take over this game, and Goldenglue just played so damn well, got ridiculously fed. Team fought incredibly well, positioning himself very intelligently, always utilizing these corridors and the Sand Soldiers to get the most out of his ranged advantage. Even at the end there, you saw Golden Guardians throwing both their solo laners towards him, but easily denied by that Azir ultimate. And Goldenglue has got to be feeling so happy about this win.
All right, well, they can still finish 9-9 with a win over 100 Thieves tomorrow, and that might mean a tie break for number 5 on the slot right now. We know Golden Guardians are again 9-9. They've done a couple of times here, still a 500 team on the split, a 5-4 second round robin, a decent showing for them. We'll see how scary they can be in playoffs. We know we're going to see both these teams in round 1 in the upper bracket, though they are likely not to face each other. Now we're going to head to a quick break, but on the other side, we will hear from Goldenglue in our Verizon postgame interview.
Houston. The brightness is increasing. There it is. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Cars like this don't come around often. The redesigned Type R, the most powerful Civic ever, from Honda.
Welcome back to the LCS and the State Farm Analyst Desk. After that, Evil Geniuses comeback victory. Huge comeback for a couple of reasons. It was huge. Not only did they deny Golden Guardians their opportunity at a 10-win split, would have been the first ever above 500. You all right over there, Crumbs?
Yeah, I'm good.
Would have been the first ever above 500 record for the Golden Guardians as an organization. But as well, Evil Geniuses has now locked our top 6. So that upper bracket, Evil Geniuses is in, and anyone below that line cannot get to the double elim point. There is still some seeding and placement within those sections to be determined. But overall, how good must that feel for especially a player like Goldenglue to get the comeback against his former roster, Mark?
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's sweet revenge. They, gave him the boot for Damonte, and he's able to get his chance to show that was a mistake, as well as the fact that he was actually playing well that game. Like, it wasn't like Goldenglue was like, haha, I got to come back and defeat my opponent when really I was getting run over in the early game or something. Goldenglue actually played well the entire game and was a key factor in turning that game around.
But probably it is important to note that it was a comeback, which means Golden Guardians got out hot in the start.
So, I mean, Goldenglue played fine in lane, but their team was pretty much getting snowballed on. The beginning of the game starts off with a first blood 2v2. That's like not a good look. And the best part was it's not just bot lane doing well. Closer and Damonte were all over the map. They had a top push, so they come in here to dive. And at first you're like, all right, well, the game's starting to pick up some momentum. We're going to start seeing some plays because remember, Golden Guardians has a snowball comp. And then right here, 90 seconds later, they're now diving bot. So I really liked Golden Guardians' proactive early game, and they're really getting the better part of EG.
And it's a lot of it's keyed off FBI and Huhi as well. The mid jungler working well together, and also the bot lane. They got that solo kill, then they made the dive happen, then they start roaming and affecting the side lanes when they were getting into these closer skirmishes.
And I think this is where Golden Guardians goes back to the drawing board and thinks about what it is that they're looking for in the draft, because they clearly can take a lot when they have Damonte freed up to roam and help out the rest of the team, and especially when you have Huhi and FBI that can team up in these big Herald plays and help everybody else out. But it's reminiscent of the games that they have lost, say, against Team Liquid, where they get ahead early, they have a lot of control in these early stages of the game with their draft, but when it comes to the team fighting aspect, they get outshined.
It's insane. I mean, that's another great play by the bot lane. You think, okay, they just got a double kill by Huhi and FBI. Now they're going to get Baron. And you would think that, like, this game is over. You would have thought the snowball was complete. But they have problems in the mid to late game. And a 1-3-1 comp with a Nidalee and some of these, and a Renekton, Kalista, it's so early game focused, it's hard to actually close out in. And they really start to get punished by EG as the game went on.
Yeah, honestly, we don't see these 1-3-1 comps come out in the meta right now that much because it's so focused around, team fights and objectives, like 5v5 play, so 1-3-1 usually doesn't have time to build it. But this is where they get the Baron, and right when they get the Baron, Damonte kind of sacrifices his life to pull them off of it and ends up dying for it. And this was the start of EG's comeback because they stop one Baron, and then they start rotating mid. Golden Guardians winning this whole game. They feel confident. We're 4v5. We can still push. They get another pick mid lane. And this is the downfall. Even though Golden Guardians still have 3 Barons alive, this is when EG regain their confidence and start coming back into the game.
They got 5 more minutes from that just to know that you can keep scaling, keep getting those Senna stacks, and then pair them up with Azir. Suddenly, even though Ekko can one-shot you, the second you go in, you have to ult out. Not that viable.
Yeah, that 5 minutes you just cited, Crumbs, was so crucial for Evil Geniuses to continue scaling into the game. It's also important to note that they even ended the game down 3K in gold, but that's kind of shows you a product of the champion select and how their champions ultimately would outscale. For more insight on that EG win, though, we're going to throw it over to our friend Riv, who's in the Verizon postgame interview with Goldenglue.
Thank you so much, Dash. Quickly want to apologize for my internet if it is trolling you and me, and I'm a bit poppy. I hope Goldenglue can carry this one well. Goldenglue, congratulations on the win, man. An amazing game. You looked like you were reeling when you came down and sat in the chair. I want to go over the last play with you here for just a moment to see, kind of get your perspective on it, if we can roll that.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, the game was fantastic. I didn't realize we were 11K gold behind during the game. But I did know, about 18 minutes, I knew I had to carry this game. This game was all on me. And it's basically me versus Damonte the whole time. Damonte trying to kill me every fight because I'm the carry. And I just knew what they were going to do and just never let them get on me. This fight, I'm just zoning. Both their backliners are trying to kill me the whole time. Meanwhile, Huni and Bang are just murdering them. So like, they're just, basically I'm not giving them any chance to kill me. I'm making time while my team is just winning the fight. And like, at this point, we've kind of also outscaled, even though we're behind. Their comp is really snowball, and our comp is just like late game team fight. So we kind of made it to the point where we knew it was a win. And after that fight, after we killed Nidalee, we already knew this was a win. Like, I knew if they couldn't do anything to me, I was just going to murder them here, stop recalls. I was going to TP to their base. Like, game's already won. It wasn't even a close base race.
Best way to live, Evil. I have to ask, is there any added weight going into this game? You're going up against Damonte, going up against your old team. Is this in your back of your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I want to beat them, right? It feels really great that I just murdered them and I hard carried versus a team that benched me for like really random reasons, right? Like, honestly, I'm extremely blessed to even be playing in the LCS after what happened. I didn't think I honestly would be playing, and EG gave me this opportunity. I made the best of it, and yeah, it's like I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy we just secured upper bracket in playoffs. That's really what I wanted from this weekend. Like, I was thinking 100 Thieves was going to be our big match because we're like going to be close if they won against Signitas, but they lost against Signitas, so now we're guaranteed upper bracket. I'm happy. We're just preparing for playoffs and worlds because that's what I'm mainly focused about.
What about that 100 Thieves match? Are you ready to take it and then get a rematch against Golden Guardians? I guess I could be happy to beat them again would be the phrase.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm excited for the 100 Thieves match. I think they've been, well, before like they played this weekend, I thought they've been like ramping up as a team, like they've been playing around Sunday really well. Ryoma's had better performances, and Contract's been playing carry jungles. And obviously I still want to win because I think we can get like 5th place. And like, obviously I always just want to win it, but mainly just preparing for, using the match to prepare for playoffs and worlds.
Awesome, man. Goldenglue, a final question for you. With possibility or playoffs coming up and all the possibilities a best of 5 gives us, you're training with Jizuke, you're chatting with him. Is there a possibility we see him again? The team, maybe you can give us some insight, maybe not.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't really speak to that. I will say Jizuke has been around, and he's actually been helping me a lot. I ask him, we talk about like matchup stuff, and he looks at the game like differently from me. I think he looks at the game of like, he's basically trying to like strangle his lane opponent and like not let them breathe at all. And that's not really I kind of played more like the team game, use my communications to set up plays and stuff. So I think him helping me has really like made me a more well-rounded player. So now I'm trying to play more for lane. I'm trying to just be more well-rounded and not just like, just lose lane and like try to get carried. I'm trying to win lane, win the game, do everything.
Yeah. I see. So more of now a Goldenglue turning into more of an aggressive Gorilla Glue. I like it. Pulling the team together and being able to make plays. Goldenglue, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win and best of luck as you finish out the split.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break, but on the other side, we are going to be coming back with Immortals versus Team Liquid. You don't want to miss it.
And we've upgraded her with a sonic shield.
Impressive.
There is one more thing.
Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. With the Drive Safe and Save app, you'll save up to 30% for being a safe driver. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.